So in this video we'll be discussing about the anti-epileptic drugs. So basic pathophysiology of epilepsy. First of all, it's about the generalized seizures. So generalized tonic-clonic seizures or myoclonic seizures or the juvenile myoclonic epilepsy JME. So it's going to begin with the calcium ion opening and it's going to end with the sodium ion channels opening. So what is exactly its pathophysiology? So we have to think of thalamus, and there will be spontaneous firing of the T types, so transit types of the calcium ions. And what will be happening is there is a generation of the action potential over there, and then action potential has been generated, it has to propagate, it will go to the cortex. So that is a retrograde propagation, because thalamus is here, cortex is somewhere there, and that will be retrograde propagation of this action potential. And then there will be cortical neurons depolarization, and in turn there will be sodium ion opening. The sodium ions will open in that way. Now coming to, and after that what will happen, there will be a depolarization of the spinal segment. So spinal segment will be depolarized, spontaneous, and then there will lead to spontaneous contraction of and relaxation of the muscle. So it all starts with thalamus, where you have your calcium ions, and then the cortex, where you have the sodium ion, which is retrograde propagation. So it will start with the thalamus, calcium ions, and action potential generation, then going to the cortex, which is upside and retrograde propagation. And there will be cortical neuron depolarization, then sodium channel opening, and then there is the what we say depolarization of the spinal cord, and there will be a spontaneous contraction and relaxation of all the muscles. Now what will the clinical presentation? In this case, there will be clenching of teeth, and there will be spontaneous urination and defecation. So there will be loss of control over those things, contraction, relaxation muscles, right? And then coming to the absence seizures. So something is absent. So what is absent? Usually in our body what we are deficient is in calcium. So here the calcium channel alone, and what is happening over here is only the calcium channel is working, right? So we can memorize it like A for absence, and nearest to A is C, so that is only opening. There is nothing, no role of sodium channel. So sodium channel has no role. So in thalamus the calcium channels will open, there is firing of the transient type of the calcium ions, and then there will be generation of action potentials within subcortex. Doesn't involve the cortex, doesn't involve the motor centers. But with clinical presentation, there will be blank stare. Is your child being inattentive at the school? That's the absence of only calcium channels have a role. Subcortex, no, nothing is going to reach to the cortex or the spinal cord, because there is no role of sodium ions. Third is a partial seizure. So P for partial, P for periphery. We have to think of periphery. So it's only involvement of the periphery, that is sodium ions alone will be there, and calcium channels has no role in this. But its pathophysiology is cortex, because there is some sort of problem with the cortex. So the cortex has space occupying lesions, that is neurocystic sarcosis or tumors or gliosis. Firing of neurons downstairs with the help of the sodium ions, like in the periphery the opening of sodium ions, will firing of neurons downstairs with the help of the sodium channels. And specific neurons action potential, and in specific neurons action potential generations, the propagations, and then that will lead to stimulation of specific segment of spinal cord, and then there will be a result will be seen in the specific muscle. The muscle that is represented with space occupying lesion in the cortex. So basically that's how it is happening in the partial seizure. So that's about a basic concept about pathophysiology, and rest of the things we'll do in the next video.